You know what time it is.
Boom shakalaka!
Yeah!
All right.
Hey,
Oh,
you
my.
made it.
That's right.
This is it. It's Friday. You made it. Welcome to Rocki and Chaveevah Live.
There's always something good happening on the North End
And
everywhere else in
the
Cedar
Cedar Valley.
Yeah, that's right.
And you know this.
Mm-hmm.
We got Tara today.
Yes, we do.
Tara Thomas, our education guru, is here with us today to help us spread some good news. Welcome, Tara.
Thank you. Always a pleasure to join you lovely ladies, especially on a Friday. We're always in a better mood on a Friday.
It's all about Friday. It can be a tough week sometimes.
Yes.
But we made it, and we're glad to be here with you today. Just glad to be here on a Friday. I'll drink to that.
Cheers.
Water for some, a little prop for others.
That's right.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We've heard a lot of stuff going on in the real world. I mean, we sometimes live under a rock, or people think we do, but we don't. We know what's going on.
For sure.
And we've heard about a few things. Tell us what's in the news.
A guy in California apparently stole his roommate's $10 million lottery ticket.
Yeah, who does that?
Wow.
Who
How
does
about
that?
That can't be good.
No.
They're not friends anymore.
No.
Yeah.
And what else?
Hey, you know there might be a delay in people getting their income tax refunds back because of the government shutdown.
Right. Yeah, that whole thing is controversial.
That's frustrating.
A
We're
lot.
all counting on some money.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
a lot of bad news and a lot of terrible stuff, and people waiting on their money's not good. But guess what? We ain't finna talk about that.
No.
Nope.
No, we are
We
not.
are going to talk about good things going on right here in the Cedar Valley. All kinds of good things happening. Like today, we had fun on the
I
Deb
heard
and
about,
Lulu
heard about
show.
this.
Yes,
the
we
KBBG
did.
morning radio show.
Yes.
Deb and Lulu, talk about that. What was it like?
It was a party at 8 o'clock in the morning,
Yep.
and I was all souped up with coffee, and
And I think she was saying to you something earlier about, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
yes. Yeah,
Because
no.
your voice made it onto the show this morning, too.
Oh no, like that.
The Tara Thomas
Yes.
impression, right?
Oh, yes.
Well, I
your
appreciate
voice,
that. Thank
Yes.
you.
Oh, you're so welcome. Your voice is like velvet, and that's the kind of comment that I made. And I don't know how many compliments you get, because a lot of people might be what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for, Tara? Intimidated.
Intimidated,
okay.
okay.
Because of your velvet voice and your smooth demeanor.
Nice.
But I just want
But once
to tell
they
you
meet
that.
me, they know I'm harmless.
Yeah, you're down to earth. Great person. Great person.
Well, we have another nice Waterloo Schools employee who will be
Yes.
joining us this half hour. It's our
Yes.
one of our newest hires, the principal at East High School, who comes to us by way of the Chicago area, Joe Parker.
That's
Yes.
right. That's something good we're going to talk about. And also, we have Jared.
Jared Parmater
That's
from
right.
Black Hawk County Public Health is going to be here talking to us today about something that, probably goes over a lot of people's head. You don't think about it. Radon.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. And also, we got some Students of the Month that we're going to.
yes.
That's some good stuff that we
Oh,
like to
man.
talk about. You want to shout those people out?
Oh, yes, we got to say congratulations to, from Expo, Jacob Stolfus. I'm told he's an excellent student who got Sunrise Exchange Club's ACE Award for December.
Wow.
He's going to be graduating this spring and is going to start barber school in June.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And who else?
Okay, we also have from East, Omarion Grant, a 10th grader. Okay, so is this somebody you know, Zion?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, how about that?
All right.
And
All right.
he's focused.
And on task, that's
and
what they
on
say.
task.
Yeah.
And what have you heard about the West High student?
I haven't heard anything about him except that he is Student of the Month, and that is Caston Booth.
Awesome. Well, congratulations to each of you. And we want to say that this is possible from Travis Ferguson Real Estate, who was looking to put some something back into the community. So he decided to do this Student of the Month thing. So congratulations to you all, and thank you to Travis Ferguson Real Estate Team.
And they get a gift certificate.
That's
for
right.
$50.
Each of you
That's
receive a
nice.
$50 gift certificate.
Don't waste it on Fortnite skins.
Okay.
All you
You can't
gamers
tell them
out
how
there.
to spend their money. Or maybe you can. Zion, we have comments.
Yes, we do. Thank you, Tara, for sharing about East wrestlers that are in the move.
Absolutely. A lot of up-and-coming stars out of the East Wrestling program.
Tyler Vincent says, "Good afternoon, ladies."
Oh,
Hey,
Tyler.
Losing all that weight?
I'm
He's
telling
wasting
you.
away?
Yes, we've
He
been following
is.
you. We've been following you, and you're doing a great job. You're a big inspiration.
He is.
For real.
You are.
He is. And yeah, thank you for tracking that, because, you know, a lot of us look forward to seeing your goals and
do.
you
Yeah.
achieve your goals. So way to go, Tyler.
And we have to say hey to Joyce Wilder. She was already tuning in before the
Oh,
live
yeah.
show even
Okay.
got underway.
Yeah.
How's it going,
Yeah.
Joyce?
We love Joyce. We got to get her on the show, because when it comes to caregiving, Joyce is such a great person.
And baking.
Oh,
Yes.
And baking.
And
Like,
cooking.
Yes.
Everything.
She's good.
Sewing, decorating. I mean,
You
yeah,
name
she's
it.
another Mary Wilder. They're all
You
in
name
the
it.
same boat. So,
Yep.
yeah, we want to congratulate last week's 3 prize winners, Tara.
Those 3 winners who received the book, Travis, It's Not Your Birthday, were Mirsad Kazovich, and an art print, courtesy of the artist to my left, was presented to Wardain Moore Taylor, and another copy of her great book, Travis,
thank
It's Not Your
you.
Birthday, the first book I ever read to my daughter, Satira Hodges. Congratulations for winning that prize.
Yes, and they will be in the mail Monday. So just keep waiting. I promise they'll get to you.
Okay.
All right.
We want to remind you to be our friend, like our page, watch us on YouTube. You can binge watch us if you want to. And check us out on Fridays at 4 o'clock on channel 17, WCT, and on Saturday mornings at 10 o'clock. And of course, live on Facebook right now. So
Every Friday, you have to be here with your wine ready and ready to say boom shakalaka, because your week is over, or it's almost over, if not.
It's time to celebrate.
Time to celebrate. All right, we want to mention Cottonwood Canyon with that good coffee. They're making a boom shakalaka coffee. Did you know that?
Nice.
Yes.
No.
So we're going to be promoting that. And also, you can get your salads and wraps and all that other good stuff. So be sure to visit Cottonwood Canyon soon and tell Brian we sent you.
And a shout out to the crew behind the camera. We have
yes.
Ed and Mark and Zion and Amari Malone. I don't think I've met Amari.
No, Amari, that's my cousin.
Oh, okay.
Hey, little cousin. I just wanted to shout you out because you were selected to the National Society of Leadership and Success at Jackson State. Way to go, baby girl.
Congratulations.
Awesome. Congratulations. Yeah, but we always like
Another
Zion.
family, I'm going to quit telling y'all this is my family, but hey, they got love. My cousin Eula Harris gave the show a really very nice compliment.
Oh.
She said that she really liked the way we took a seemingly small thing and spread it out as well as we could across the, just reaching out, looking at all the things that are happening in our community and having something nice to say.
Absolutely.
Instead of
There's enough
a
bad
complaint.
news.
Yes,
Aw,
absolutely.
Thank you, Eula. She's such a sweetheart. And hey, shout out to Patty.
Yes.
Yes, we love you, Patty. Hang in there. Stay tough.
Oh, and we got one more shout out.
Oh, we just shouted
Yes,
all
we
out.
do. Shout them out, Tara.
The Waterloo Youth City Council. There
Oh,
are
yes.
representatives from every high school that will now help support the process. So be a part of government, get involved, and thanks to this youth council, it will give some young people in our community a voice.
Yes, how
Yeah.
about that? I can't wait to see what they're going to be up to.
Cultivating leaders. I think
Yes.
it's awesome.
Yes. And now, I think,
Without further ado,
yes, we're going to introduce our awesome guest.
yes.
Go for it, Tara.
Weighing in at, no, I'm kidding. I don't know his weight. He did play college football.
Oh.
Come on down, Joe Parker,
Yay.
East High School's principal.
East High.
He's good.
Right.
Yes, yes.
Welcome and thank you.
You betcha. Welcome to
And a man
I will never
coming-
tell my weight.
And a man who will tell us about the silent killer rate on gas. It's an important message. We have Jared Parmater. Is he going to come on now, or
Yes,
are we going to? Okay,
he
come
is.
on
He's
in,
going to
Jared.
come on
Jared.
now.
Thank you very much, ladies.
We
Thank
get
you.
to put you all on the spot. That's what we like to do. We like to get you on here, kind of familiarize you with the set, make you feel good, and make you feel bad.
I feel great already.
Let's do it.
Good. Well, welcome. We want to ask you the question that we ask all of our guests, and it's okay if you get it wrong. Okay? Do you subscribe to the
Soul Town.
Sorry, I don't.
Wrong answer.
I will from here on out, though. Is that okay?
Yeah, I have to say I do now.
You do now?
Yeah, I do now.
Okay.
See, and that's usually the response we get to it.
Perhaps because he's on the cover.
Oh, yes, that's
Yes.
right. You're even
As a
one
one
of
to
the
watch.
19.
That's right. This is the latest issue, and it is highlighting 19 people to watch in 2019, and one of them just happens to be sitting at our table.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't watch too close though, but yeah, definitely watch.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we want to remind everyone to get your copy of The Soul Town. Go to thesoultown.com. Or you can go to Earth Beauty Supply, Chaveevah.
You can go to Earth's Beauty Supply at 403 Franklin Street, or you can go to Tri-City Clothing located at 305 East 4th Street.
That's right. And also, did you know that now they're going to show our show on the digital version of The Soul Town. So there will be
Exciting.
a push
That's
play
Right.
of the most recent Rocki and Chaveevah North End update in the Soul Town now. So make sure that you subscribe either digitally or get yourself a hard copy so you can always be up to snuff on what's happening with your community.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And what about the birthdays?
Oh, yes.
We'd
Yeah.
like to wish a very happy birthday to the following: Diamond Nicole, Aisha Weekly, Morris Anderson, Dinah Mission Taniza, Vicky Brown, Lisa Rigdon Saul, Daquan Oliver,
Yes.
Claire Donahue Roof, Charity Nebby, Darren Scott, Chantrice Doris, and Phil Banks Jr.
Wow.
Happy birthday.
Yes, happy
Yes.
birthday.
We have some near and dear. Of course, yeah. Who is it? Daquan is my nephew. And of course, we don't want to shout out everybody, but you guys are all special.
Yes,
okay?
and Phil Banks Jr. is my father.
Yes, okay.
Yes,
Who you
and-
got on the list, Tara? Nobody?
I know quite a few people
Do you?
in here, so I don't want to leave anyone out.
Okay,
So just
that's
wish them all
right.
the best.
That's right.
One more person I just really need to mention on this list is Dinah Mission Taniza. She is in the Philippines.
Oh, wow.
How this woman got interested in watching this show, I still will not figure out, but she's been very faithful in watching it and always has good comments and likes and all that kind of great stuff. So
Yes.
happy birthday, Dinah.
Yes, happy birthday. And we always get new viewers. We got one from Kentucky that's been really following us quite often,
Yeah,
too.
that's
So
fun.
thank you all. So, yeah, Zion, you have comments.
Joyce Ann Wilder says, congratulations to all those young leaders of the Cedar Valley.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Lori Ann Dale says, boom shakalaka ladies. Hey, Tara.
Hey, Lori.
Hey,
Bring us some of those pizzas over, Lori. I heard
Right.
you were buying this week.
Right, right. Okay, so we want to sing happy birthday to everybody, Jared. Are you ready? I did.
I'll sing with you. You started off.
Great.
Okay, you are in the singing mood.
Sure. Why
Of
not?
course. Okay. So we sing the Stevie Wonder version, and it goes something like this.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday.
All right.
Woo!
Hey.
Sound good, too. That was pretty nice.
Recording.
And we were at Diamond's birthday party last night. Diamond turned
Yes, we were.
dirty 30. She's the
30.
sweetest, cleanest little 30-year-old I ever
tell
saw. So, all right. Happy birthday again. Okay, so I think now we're going to go ahead and break the ice. We want to get with, I think, which one should we do first? Jared.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, because you got all the attention from the Soul Town. So we'll skip over to him. Thank you. tell us a little bit about what you do,
Okay.
who do you work for, and tell us how.
So I work for Blackhawk County Public Health, and I'm the Environmental Health Program Manager. So it encompasses a lot of things we do here in the community, things from food inspections to wells and septic inspections to mosquito surveillance. We work with Waterloo Community Development with their Healthy Homes program they've got going on right now. And I'm specifically here today to talk about our Radon program.
Okay.
So January is Radon Awareness Month, so we're really trying to do kind of a full court press and get the word out, as far as or as broadly as we can. To get that information in people's hands so they can make good decisions about their health. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is radon and how widespread is it?
Yeah, that is a great question too. So radon it's kind of like you said, the silent killer when we came on, right? It is a colorless, odorless, and scentless gas. It comes from components of the soil breaking down, specifically uranium. So it breaks down in the soil, radioactive decay, and it turns into a gas and actually kind of comes up through the soil into the cracks and fissures in our homes where it's prone to collect. Now, it's in and of itself, it's all over the place, right? It's pretty commonplace in the environment. But when it gets into our basements, when it gets into our homes and it collects, and we live down in those areas, we start breathing it in, then it becomes problematic because you're essentially breathing in radioactive gas. So it is the second leading cause of lung cancer in smokers, and it is the leading cause of cancer in non-smokers.
And what difference does it make if you smoke or not?
If you smoke it, would probably increase the number of mutations you have in your lung cells, which would lead to everyone's different. It could lead to a faster development of cancer, something along those lines.
And the good news, it is pretty easy to mitigate. However, the test is crucial to determine if your levels in your home are high, and they can be tested for a $5 kit, or some places offer them for free.
Yeah, so our kits are actually $10, and if you're finding $5 kits, give me the word, because I'd like to be able to push that out to people too. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Mitigation is a process that can cost a little bit of money, but it is pretty simple. And essentially, it's collecting the gases in your home and then venting them outside. Now Iowa has our levels are 6 times higher than the national level for radon. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I have. Sorry.
Go
lose
ahead.
that thought. But is it hard? Is it more detectable in the winter, or why? I wonder why is it in January?
So that's a great question too. Really, when our homes are closed up, when we don't have our windows open, it's cold outside. We have our heaters on. We don't tend to open windows. We don't tend to open doors for long. So that's why the winter is so great. On the opposite side, in the summer, when it gets really hot and we close up and we turn our ACs on, that's another good time to test. It gives us the concentration at its worst, really. So that's why we test it.
How many of these tests do you need for the average home?
Well, so we recommend you do at least one for healthy homes with Waterloo Community Development. We actually utilize 2 kits, so we have 2 that sit side by side, and we average that out. That's not really necessary for I think your everyday user who's just interested in finding out what their rates are. So 1 kit would do the trick. I think you can get them from the health department. They're $10 a piece to us. We make no money on this. We just want to make sure people have have kits available to them. You can get them at your local hardware stores. You can get them at Menards or something along those lines. You can also order them online. So.
And I think we should mention if somebody were living in a rental home where there were high radon levels, it would be the responsibility of the landlord to mitigate, because that's putting the renters at risk. Is that correct?
Well, to a degree. I'm not entirely certain as to how enforceable that would be.
Okay.
But it certainly could be something brought to the table to discuss with the landlord. But yes, it would be. I don't
of
think
all the
renters
homes
are
that
going to make
have
those
basements
changes.
that are older, we now have seen a lot more finishing of basements to where people are spending a lot more time down there.
Yeah.
So there's the concern about.
And with these kits, we recommend you place them on the lowest livable level. So like you said, Tara, if you have a finished basement and you're spending a lot of time down there watching TV, or you have a bedroom down there, that's the level you want to test. New homes, old homes, it really doesn't matter. We see high rates in both of those. Now, old homes, when they have cracks and fissures, as a home gets older, it settles and you get breaks in the foundation. That's kind of where the gas can come up out of. New homes, the same as well. It really kind of depends on whether or not a passive mitigation system was built into the home when it was built originally, and that's something we would, I think, eventually like to push for. But now there's no legislation that enforces that right now. So.
And one more question
Yeah,
is,
sorry.
how much does it cost on an average to mitigate?
To mitigate, yeah. So they usually mention somewhere between $800 and $2,500.
Wow.
Now it depends on the type of home you have. If you have a 3-story home, it's going to be a bit more, right? Because they have to run the ventilation shaft up through the house. If you have a ranch, a split level, it might be a little bit less, right? But it's not just the actual collection system. They actually fill in cracks in your basement. They'll take a look at the foundation and try to fill any fissures like that in as well. So yeah.
Yes.
For your listeners in Waterloo, I'd like to actually kind of talk a little bit about healthy homes, if that's okay.
Well,
You guys
actually,
have
your
time?
time is up.
Oh,
No.
well, goodness.
She couldn't wait
Yeah.
to say that.
It's all right.
My
It's
favorite
okay.
thing.
Waterloo's
It's
just going to have
fun.
to wait.
No.
No, I
But
just wanted
really,
to.
We do.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I just
Yeah.
want to do a really quick plug for those guys. They do a really great job. And in fact, it kind of goes partners with this whole mitigation cost. If you qualify for their program, they can actually pay for the mitigation.
Oh, well, that
so,
was worth
you know,
saying.
so
That's
if,
worth it.
yeah,
Yes.
indeed, if people have questions about it, give them a call. So.
And a website or anything for you if our viewers have questions?
Yep, absolutely. You can call us at the department, but check us out on Facebook. So the Blackhawk County Health page. We have a lot posted this month about it. There's actually, we're holding, I think, 9 events this month throughout the community. So take a look there as well for what times and locations. So, yeah.
Great.
Thank you, ladies.
Okay, and if you could share this with us, we can
Yeah, absolutely.
put this information on our
That would be
on our
fantastic.
page. Yeah.
Thank you very
Great.
much.
Thank you,
Thank you.
so much, Jared. All right, Chaveevah, get him.
Okay. Oh, well, of course, again, thank you for being with us. And could you just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you ended up in Waterloo?
Ended up in Waterloo.
Yeah.
It was magical.
Yes.
I'm born and raised in Chicago, so I'm a Midwesterner. And all of my teaching careers, it mostly started off in Chicago, working in alternative schools, and then I was selected to go to a leadership program in New York. So I ended up going there. That was my first principalship in Brooklyn, New York, and I was there for 5 years with the intent and hope of trying to eventually go south where some of my family was. So I was able and presented an opportunity to go to Florida and to Miami. And who turns that down when
Right.
when you have that
Why
opportunity?
would you? Right.
And it was a great opportunity. I went to Florida. I was there for a nice amount of time. I was actually working within a charter organization that was very good, very large, and did a lot of great work. Helped me because initially I primarily worked with high school. This was able to help expand my skill set to a K-12 environment, so I was able to do more and work with schools that were very affluent, doing well, work with schools that had challenges. I was able to get additional certifications to expand my skill set. And so then I started thinking about where I was going to be able to utilize my skill set to get the most advantage for me and for where I worked. So when I was presented with the opportunity of coming to Waterloo, there were a couple of things that were of interest to me. One was being in an environment and being somewhere where I was able to utilize all of the experiences that I had, and that I felt like I would be a significant resource. Where I was working with all of the experiences that I had, I didn't feel as though I was being pushed or challenged because I had done so much. And where I was, it was like, okay, I need another challenge. Okay. The other part of that was, since I had initially left to go to New York, I'd been kind of away from my family. My mom's in Chicago. And this is the closest proximity that I've had to be, near, my family and to come back a little bit. So it's 4-hour drive.
Yeah.
350 the last time, 3 hours 50 the last
Okay.
So I've actually been able to meet both of those, professional, personal needs, and be somewhere where I felt that my skill set can be utilized, work with a great group of people. The staff where I am within Waterloo is probably one of the best staffs that I've been able to inherit and work with.
Wow.
And most most of the places I've gone, and the kids have been great. So it's been a great opportunity for me to be able to be somewhere where I could, share my experiences, help people grow myself, and be, close to my family and take care of, the personal and professional aspect.
You just sort of answered another question I was going to ask as far as what your experience here has been like. It sounds like it's been quite positive so far.
Yeah, it has been. The most difficult part was the physical transition, like literally moving.
Yeah.
That's always tough. You
yeah.
never know how much you have until you have to move it.
Yeah.
And I didn't know I could get so much into such a small space.
Oh.
Because I do have I don't want to call myself a pack rat, but somebody else probably would.
Okay.
So I do have a lot. I think I've had probably every possible cooking appliance that you can use because I cook a lot. So I have a lot of stuff. So trying to find space for everything that I have and move that. So the physical transition was probably the toughest. And then moving, getting that part done as far as moving, and then transitioning into the actual school, and ingraining myself into the culture of the actual Waterloo community has been probably the other biggest step that I would have to make, because the Waterloo community is very close, and I technically am coming from outside. So as much as I want to be able to do a lot and work a lot, with a lot of people that, trust building and working within the student staff, within everyone, is probably one of the main things that I've been working through. But the transition has been really encouraging for me.
Well, you certainly are a great addition to the community. We're so happy to have you, and we're glad that East High met the challenge you were looking for. What has been the most challenging thing about your new position, or is it everything? Every day is a piece of cake.
There is no cake.
Okay,
There is no
okay.
cake. I think one of the things my experiences prepared me for was being able to address the challenges that come with the position, because each day is unique. Every day there's going to be a challenge, and it's almost impossible to prepare for everything. But the only thing you can do is be in a position to respond in a way that's appropriate, and have an experience to be able to allow it to seem seamless. So
Right.
I've gotten to that point where my experience, where I can work through, address, assist, and manage things in a way where it doesn't seem overwhelming. So that probably is, being in a position to do that. Are there challenges? Of course there are.
Yes.
But are there things that come up in a way that may be overwhelming for me? Probably not, because of what I've experienced in my past.
Sure.
So the biggest thing right now is reacclimating myself physically to 85-degree weather, to 22-degree weather.
Yeah, that would be
that
a challenge.
probably
He's been given an easy winter so far.
Yeah.
This is not even winter yet. Yeah. Well,
So
you
we're
know
easing
Chicago.
you back in, yeah.
Right. Been in Chicago, so it's similar.
Well, the
that's
students and
for
staff
sure.
have made it easy, because
Good.
I know the adjustment has been difficult for everyone, because it is a transition for everyone. But they've made it. I don't want to say easy, but they made it manageable, and we all been working together as much as possible to try to to get past the transition point. And pretty soon it will be to a point where our it's all like one family, as opposed to any type of separation.
Yes.
I wanted to get a plug in that I'll have Mr. Parker speak to, which is conferences coming up in February. This is your time to connect. So aunts, uncles, grandparents, anybody who's making a difference in that child's life that needs to connect directly with the teachers, the staff, to really ensure that they are getting the supports they need on February 12th and February 14th. This is your time to come in and meet with those really important people that are kind of helping shepherd, hopefully, a positive experience for the educational outcome of your child. Why do those parents need, especially at the high school level, to show up, Joe? Because I know some people feel like elementary is more critical, but we know that middle and high school are just as impactful.
Yeah, and oftentimes I think parents, as their children get older, and they feel that they're have a little more accountability and responsibility, that they don't need to kind of hold their hand and bring them to school and nurture them to that degree, because they're getting 16, 17, and 15, 16 years old. But we can't do all that we need to do within the school without engaging the community and the parents into that. So the more they see themselves as part of the process and educating their children until they get out of high school, the easier it is for all of us, because whenever there are things that we need to do, we have to speak out and try to pull those parents in. And whatever those barriers are to parents coming in, we need to make sure that we try to work as a school community to try to remove the barriers. We need the connection to the parents, because we can't. There's so much that we can't do without there being the third part of this process with the students, the school, and the parents. So we need them in as much as possible. The communication for them to know what's going on, to assist with the process of thoroughly addressing the social, personal, and academic needs of the children. So it's important that we engage them, but it's important that they see themselves as part of the process more than anything. Because, hey, you're old enough now, you're gone. Hey, go to school, and I'll see you at the end of the day. No, we need to engage. It is when we say school community, parents are part of that. So we need to make sure that we work with them as much as possible.
Good point. And Zion, you have comments?
Yes. I love East High, and Joe Parker seems like a great addition to my alma mater.
Great.
All right.
Great. Welcome. And that's a great comment. Okay, well, thank you so much, Joe. We really appreciate having you in the community. Look forward to seeing you around town and in other settings, and we might have you back on our show again.
I would love it. Love the positive energy. Love the show.
Awesome.
Love
We
it,
like
love it,
the
love
way
it.
you sing, too.
No solos.
No, that's okay. Tara, before we close, we have got to talk to you about your recent interviews online. We've been seeing you a lot on Facebook, interviewing teachers and principals and all of that.
Students. Students who are committing to particular colleges and stuff like that.
I enjoy it
Yes.
so much. I still have that opportunity, thanks to Facebook Live, to
Oh, I
really
know, isn't it
get
great?
connected still and go more in depth with the personalities who make up the district. So look for Joe Parker and many future interviews yet to come. I'm pinning down these administrators and staff one by one.
Yes.
And we're going to dig in and really share about not just the job, but the person with the community. Because as Mr. Parker said, that's the key. We want you to get to know these people behind the face that you see. So
Yes.
keep watching, and thank you for that plug.
Yes, one more thing. I got another plug because I was listening to you yesterday, and you had a parent student. Who was the lady on KBBG with you?
Sheila Butler from
Yes.
Dr.
Okay.
Walter Cunningham
She
School
was
for Excellence.
so informative.
She is a longtime resident. Many
Okay.
people know her, and she's been committed for the past 7 years as a family support worker.
Right,
in the
that's
district.
Miss
the
Butler,
family
So,
support.
and
What
you
a
may
great
have seen her
thing.
in TJ Maxx, Dress Barn, in
Okay.
her
Oh,
previous
you know.
job. That's why
Yes.
she's so blinged out and fashionable.
Okay. Okay. I enjoyed
So
that
I
interview,
just
too.
appreciate you mentioning that, because those family support workers are really unsung heroes behind the scenes. The paraeducators, the family support workers, the behavior intervention specialists, all of these people are helping keep the district and the students going, safe, supported. So we can't give enough kudos to some of the folks that don't get recognized.
Right. Well, good. And we want to thank you. Are bringing out a lot of people. I mean, I know you don't like to get all the kudos, but you pretty much rock. Okay.
Cheers to that.
Cheers. All right. And I think it's a wrap. And we want to encourage everybody out there to keep doing what makes you awesome, because
It makes us all look good.
All
Yes.
right. See you next
Thank
time.
you.